Welcome, Sapient Sapphires. As always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I know I've seen that one before. Maybe we'll read it last, so let's see what's going on. Okay, this is interesting. Our first card up is the Nectar. This is making me think a lot about the dualities of us humans and the merging of those dualities, but more so than that, the accepting that some of them do come with their share of problems, but those dualities are what makes us human. The paradoxes within all of us are what makes us human, and those are the things that we need to kind of accept about ourselves, as well as integrating into ourselves. We need to embrace that they're there and that they'll always be there. The white rose, taking me back to a blossoming of something very innocent and maybe even a little childlike. Maybe a dream that you had when you were a kid is just now coming into fruition or something like that. But there's this hand that's kind of reaching out from the darkness toward this blossoming rose, and the hand hasn't quite gotten there yet. This is something that probably is very, I want to say creative in nature, more in the sacral area than anything, but could also be very much root related. So not just your self-sovereignty and authenticity, but it could even go back to your survival. So this could be anything from, that blossoming rose being a dream career that, you never thought you'd be able to have, but you're just now finally getting it. Okay, and I just noticed that on this side with the black pearls, that rose is actually sitting in water being very representative of those emotional spaces. So it seems like someone is very much coming into their own with that, but there's a missing piece. And that missing piece might be very much related to the emotions and going through those dark spaces and really getting acquainted with them, understanding them, being more comfortable in them, and putting in the shadow work that's needed to be able to grasp on to that new blossoming opportunity. I'm very much getting opportunity that might be coming in. Our next card in this group to come trotting in is the Hunter energy. So we have our horse, the yellow, kind of bringing us from the root and sacral that we started with into that really great solar plexus sun energy that's kind of the place where our willpower and confidence resides. Sorry. But the horses are all about personal power and your freedom, that kind of untamed, unbridled energy. They're ways to become more self-aware. They're a way to get from one place to another. They can take you to that higher peak, I guess, to get a higher perspective, or you could be in the valley. But that horse energy is a great kind of movement in one's life. That's kind of what you want to see, and it's just it's just appearing out of nowhere. So this could be something that comes in a very unexpected way. Let's see. What's going on here? So with the Three of Cups, we have some sort of a community. This could be a community of other people around you, like-minded people, but I feel like this is a community of the self. Freud actually split the self into I guess you could say 3 different components. You have the ego, the superego, and the id. The id being kind of like your childlike, well, not childlike, your that untamed, unbridled sort of energy. We'll call it that. And that's not to say that you should unleash your id upon the world. That would be crazy. If we all did that, there'd be absolute chaos and madness. Very persistent one. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out next, wanting to land on top of me. How sweet of her. So this is something that you've grown, that you've worked for, that you're harvesting inside of yourself. You have gone from being kind of separate and not really, not being able to grasp out, or, well, you're grasping out in this card, but not being able to reach out and grasp that rose. That rose that is full of potential and will ignite your emotion. And that something's coming in, that that horse, that quick kind of energy is coming in to help you out. The Nine of Pentacles, she's all about planting roots that'll last, that'll help build her legacy later on. And this is exactly what it seems like someone is working toward. The hard work is definitely paying off. And we have here the King of, what is that, Wands? King of Wands? King of Wands, yes, I am reading that correctly. So this is something that is going to really ignite your, it's going to ignite you. It's going to ignite not just your passion centers, not just your solar plexus, your, whatever you'd like to call it. It's going to really just open you up in general, make you more, just more. Let's see. And yeah, the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. She's always birthing something. She's growing, she's harnessing, she's taking everything, and she's sitting back and letting the universe do the work for her, because she's the Empress. She doesn't have to do anything. Why is she gonna lift a finger? Alright, so our card, the Peacock's Tail. The peacock's tail is a sacred image in alchemy. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemist having shifted from single to multi-perspective. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 sets of eyes instead of one. They've discarded black and white thinking and allowed the full spectrum of colors, nuances, and situations to come into the fold. Creative solutions to complex social and political polarities can be found in this sacred space. The force field of possibilities has opened, and the alchemist has entered a new paradigm belonging to multiplicity, dimensionality, and inclusion. Utilize this perspective for positive change while it lasts. When falling back into black and white thinking, as any alchemist will do, envision the splendor of the peacock's tail. Each feather contains a shimmering universe of possibility. To ponder, 1,000 eyes. Okay, so notice the palette of the cards. Are they black and white or leaning toward a certain color? There is wisdom to be gleaned from the color's message. In our cards, well, these are definitely not very colorful, but this deck has no color, so that makes sense. These cards, however, are very much both leaning toward that very black and white, but with a tinge of color here and there. And like I said, I feel like someone's moving into having dealt with a lot of root and sacral issues into now really coming into their own and owning their own power, their own sovereignty, their own groove, getting in their own groove, you know? This is kind of the Empress's groove, a little bit, I guess. I'm sorry, I absolutely love that movie, and I'm too old for it. Doesn't matter. It's still awesome. But yeah. Anyway, this is a really cool message, and I hope it resonates with someone. If it did, and you would be so kind as to give a girl a like and subscribe, I would very much appreciate that. Thank you for watching.